Hi, guys. Good afternoon, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in today's video, I had an interesting thought cross my mind. I'm in the middle of, I actually have it on pause right now. I shit you not. I have on pause right now the beloved horror comedy, one of my absolute favorite horror movies from the 90s, 1990s, Arachnophobia, currently on pause at the moment. I'm watching on AMC Plus. And I had this thought cross my mind as I was watching the movie for the bazillionth time, because I love it, is that I had a thought about some of the things the remake should do differently from the original. Now, I realize that just because I say it should happen doesn't mean it's necessarily going to. The director and writer of the remake, who was announced earlier this summer, Christopher Landon, who was involved in Paranormal Activity and more recently Freaky, the body swap horror comedy starring Vince Vaughn from about 2 years ago, has been tapped to write and direct the Arachnophobia remake with Amblin Partners, who originally made the movie in the first place. And James Wan is one of the EPs on it as well, so that's exciting. That guy definitely knows horror and knows how to make a good horror movie, so I'm excited that for James Wan's involvement. But anyway, I had a thought cross my mind about one of the things that the remake should do differently. Now, in the original film, spoilers, by the way, in case you haven't seen it or maybe you haven't watched it in many, many years, we have one of the side supporting characters who ends up surviving the events of the film, by which I mean he doesn't die at the fangs of any spiders, is the annoying, antagonistic local sheriff, played by awesome character actor Stuart Pankin, who it might be best known to audiences for the 80s thriller hit Fatal Attraction. He was good friends with Michael Douglas's character, and he's done a ton of movies and shows since then. But a lot of people probably know him best from Fatal Attraction, or I know him best from Arachnophobia. Great character actor, but he plays such an unlikable prick of a sheriff in Arachnophobia. Like, he's immediately antagonistic towards Jeff Daniels' character, the main character, the one who suffers from the affliction of arachnophobia, as the film's title suggests. He's immediately antagonistic towards him because he's got a problem with people who don't come from the small town of Canaima, which the film takes place in. And he's immediately standoffish and antagonistic towards him, tries writing him a ticket, even though he's got medical plates, while parked outside the local doctor's office. And he's just a jerk throughout the entire film from beginning to end. And thankfully, the county coroner or county medical examiner puts him in his place several times by telling him to shut up, Lloyd, every time he bitches about something, or he tries to get on Dr. Jennings' case, Jeff Daniels' character, who plays Dr. Jennings. So he doesn't necessarily get what's coming to him. In fact, he leaves the film towards the end of the film. The spider expert sends him away to go gather the awesome character Exterminator, played by John Goodman, and a couple other people, because they've discovered that the main central nest is in the barn of Jeff Daniels' character's home. And that's the last we see of the sheriff. I thought something the remake ought to do differently if they want to up the body count, which I hope they do, is that they should have Sheriff Parsons die. Make him just as unlikable, antagonistic, standoffish, like he was in the original film, especially towards Dr. Jennings or whoever the lead character is, whether it's a recreation of Dr. Jennings, whether it's played by a man or a woman who happens to be named Dr. Jennings. Just have him be antagonistic, standoffish, mean, uncooperative, like he is in the original film. But in the remake, have him get his comeuppance and get what's coming to him in the form of a killer spider. Have him get bit and die due to the toxic venom that the spiders carry in their bites in the movie, or have him get swarmed by a ton of spiders that eat him alive or something. I just thought it would be a fun change up that I'm sure fans of the original film won't mind seeing, because he's such an unlikable character in the original. Fans won't mind seeing this change in the remake, which is, let's have Sheriff Parsons die at the fangs of a spider, or perhaps multiple spiders where he's swarmed and eaten alive, or he just gets bit and dies of toxic poisoning. I feel like that would be a change that fans wouldn't mind seeing occur, considering the kind of character he was in the original film. Besides that, I can't think of anything else that I feel like is necessary to changing for the film. I feel like it would be kind of cool if they had like a public scare scene in the remake where maybe there's a town event or a party or a carnival is going on, and then the spiders start swarming out of the woodwork like crazy, and you could have maybe a few people die publicly, but everyone else gets scared off and just runs away, but have it be like a public panic scene or something like that. In fact, maybe that's when Sheriff Parsons could die, during the public panic, because he's bitten by a spider during all the chaos and whatnot. I don't know, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I'm not going to be involved in the writing of the script for the remake. That's writer-director Christopher Landon's job, and best of luck to you, sir. I hope you have all the luck in the world in writing the remake. I am personally very, very excited for it, and I cannot wait to see what you have in store for us. I'm sure whatever you do is going to be great. I just thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun if they changed this up for the remake compared to the original film? I know a lot of people have a lot of preferences for what they like to see and what they don't want to see when it comes to remakes of beloved or classic films, but sometimes we don't always get our way. And that's okay, because if something lets us down or disappoints us, there's usually something else to satisfy us and make us happy. So I just wanted to share that particular idea with you guys. I wonder if you agree or not. Would it be cool to see Sheriff Parsons die in the Arachnophobia remake, or should they leave his fate alone and just let him live and just be a jerk throughout the whole thing? Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Arachnophobia is one of the many awesome horror movies that is currently streaming on AMC Plus this month. Sorry, mouthful. In honor of AMC Fear Fest, all leading up towards the wonderful holiday that is Halloween. It is finally October, guys. Very, very exciting. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend if I don't see you. And of course, until next time, what's your favorite scary movie?